So let's look at the session hijacking process. As you can see in the diagram, so it consists of the following processes. The first one is sniff. Here, the attacker places himself between the victim and the target. So the attacker must be able to sniff the network. And then next is monitoring. Monitor the flow of packets and predict the sequence number. And then session desynchronization. Break the connection to the victim's machine. So next is session ID prediction. So here the attacker will predict I mean, in the previous phase he has monitored the packets and he has seen the pattern of the sequence number, and then once he breaks the connection to the victim's machine, he will try to predict the session ID, and then he will take over the session. After taking over the session, the next and last process is command injection. Starts injecting packets to the target server. So the processes are sniff, monitor, session desynchronization, session ID prediction, and command injection. So the other way to look is like there are three broad phases. Tracking the connection. It is analogous to reconnaissance and scanning. Here, the attacker uses sniffer or nmap to scan the network and find a target when TCP exchange consists of sequence which is easier to predict, sequence number actually. The attacker can check the session IDs, uh, numbers, etc., and can predict the future IDs. Next is desynchronizing the connection. This desynchronization is not achieving hijacking. It looks like what the attacker can do after session hijacking. Not sure why it is coming in the hijacking process. We'll see. One important point is the server will reject the packets from victim as they appear out of sync and will accept only attacker's packet as it is synchronized. This way we can say attacker has hijacked the session. Remember the term ACStorm. ACStorm is the term used in this phase, which this ACStorm happens when there is a desynchronization between web server and user client. Like the client will be sending the session IDs, which the server will be rejecting because it will be out of synchronization, and the attacker also will be sending the session ID to the server, which will be in sync. So the server will accept so there will be lot of packets from the clients and the client and the attacker. So that's why it is called as a act storm. The acknowledgements will be coming from both the attacker and the victim or user or client. So it's called as act storm. So next is injecting the attacker's packet. After interrupting the connection, the attacker can now inject data into the network or participate in man in the middle attack. So a type of hijacking: active hijacking and passive hijacking. In active hijacking, attacker takes over the session as in the MITM attack. Passive hijacking, here attacker only observes and records the traffic during the session to obtain information such as user IDs and passwords.